So we got a package. Let's see what we got. Unboxing videos are so stupid, but I'm literally just picked this up from the front door. So let's see what we get. That's right, it's brown paper. It's like, let's see. We got some caps stuff. So this is the brand new Arken EP5 Gen 2 7 to 36. So this is the Arken EP5 Gen 2 7 to 35 by 56. So I've got the other Arken, but I was hoping, and I'm still hoping, that maybe the glass in this one is a little bit better, but we're about to find out. Let's see what we got.
I love that sound.
So we got the tip. And I won't be able to tell the glass quality until I go outside, but. So here we are, we have it. This is the Arken EP Gen 5. I'm sorry, EP5 Gen 2 7 to 36. So I really liked the other one that I have. And so I thought, why not go ahead and get the upgraded version. So this is my Cadex, and I went ahead and threw the, this is the SH4J Gen 2, which has Japanese glass in it. I've been running this for a little bit. It's really nice. Now I have to be honest, I normally run the Vortex Razor, so it's not fair to compare this to that. However, I did do a tracking test on it. It was perfect, so tracking is really good there, no issues. I think the only issue is just really going to be like the glass quality. Now the glass quality is good, so I'm not going to say that it's not good, but when you go from something like a Razor to something like one of these, you can definitely tell. So what you're paying for in something like the Razor is just overall better quality. So here's the setup on that. So what I'm going to end up doing is to kind of test this out. I haven't really tested this out. I went outside, pointed it up in the sky, and I got the eyepiece adjusted for my eye. And from what I can tell, it looks like it might be a little bit better glass quality, but I'm going to end up taking that one off of there. I'm going to put this one on that gun so I can test this out, and then I'll hold them side by side and really kind of look through those and tell them a little bit better between the glass quality on the two. And then once I get some some rounds on this one, I'll kind of do an updated review. This isn't really a review, but here we go. So I measured the main differences I'm seeing between these is obviously this one is a 7 to 35, and this one I believe is a 5 to 6 to 25. What is this one? Yeah, 6 to 24. And then this is I think that's a 6 to 24 by 50. This is a 7 to 35 by 56. So I would think it would, even if it's the same glass, it should look a little bit brighter, a little bit clearer, because we got a little bit more light coming through here. So on that one, it's 8 mils per revolution. On this one, it is 10. So that's definitely a plus. This has, which I've already counted. Let's do it again on camera. So there's 10, there's 20, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So it at least has 32 mils of adjustment. Now, the thing we have to figure out is if through that entire time, if the reticle is actually adjusting. So I've seen where it'll have, like 32, 35 whatever. And it's really only adjusting for, you know, like 28. It still has where you're clicking it, and then there's no more movement. So we'll test that out. Let's see, has the same zero stop. Now, if you watch my zero stop video on the Arken, you can see how I do my zero stops a little bit different. I don't have it where it actually set to 0. So I set my 0 at 0. But what I actually do is I open this up, I take the zero stop mechanical part, I take that apart and I change it. That way I can actually dial down depending on what gun this goes on. So let me show you on this one over here. Right, so if you can see, this is set to 0. And this allows me to dial down 2 mils. The reason I want to dial down 2 mils is because it gives me a little bit of room if I'm shooting subs, if I'm shooting something different, anything like that. If I need to actually dial down, I can do that. The main reason for this is the number for this gun. My quick drop number is 1.8, which means I can dial down 1.8 mils. Now at 500 yards, I can hold over 5 mils, take my shot, and I'm going to impact target. Now, I still got to correct for wind, but anywhere between, when I'm dialing down 1.8, anywhere between, I believe it's 250 and 650 yards, maybe 680. I have to look at the numbers. I can basically just hold over 1/100th of my yardage and I'll impact it. So let's say 530 yards, I'm going to have 5.3 mils. I'll just hold over, since I dialed down, I'll hold over 5.3 mils and I'm going to impact the target. So that's how I like to set up my my zero stop, which works out perfect for these. You do have to take it apart and adjust your the actual zero stop mechanism in there. So back to this, I'll just be running some stuff on this, so I'm gonna set this up on here and we'll go from there. Oh, there is something I did forget to mention. So the Arkens are really starting to kind of be my go-to scope. So I have, let's say, just a couple different weapon systems. I would absolutely love to be able to afford to put the Vortex Razor on everything, but I can't. So my go-to scope was always the SWFA. Now, I normally ran like the 20Xs depending on what I'm shooting. This one is one of the 12Xs. So I have several of these laying around. It's just a, basic, they're very simple. There's really no features. It's 30, I think they have 33 mils in them, just mil. Very nice, very rugged. It's not a first focal plane, but it is a fixed focal plane. And these are what I've ran for a long time. $299. They came out with a new one that has zero stop. I think those are like $339. And the I forget what these are. SH4J, whatever, with Japanese glass. It has really all the features that you want. I would say it's probably equal to glass quality, if not better than these. Now, these are Japanese glass as well. I think with some codes and stuff like that, you can get them for under $400. So I'm basically going to replacing these with the Arkens. So I'm outside with both of the Arkens. I can say this, it is very difficult to tell so what I did is I started out on like 15 power. I look it through both of them. I'm changing a few things on here. I started out then I switched to 16. I went to 24 on both of them. Now I've got this one on 24, and the clarity definitely went down a little bit, because also what's happening is it's not letting as much light in because that aperture is starting to close a little bit. With the 56 though, I've got it on 24. I'm actually going to go ahead and run it up to 35. So it should be closing down and not looking as bright. But for some reason it's still, on the EP5 it looks more clear. I don't know if that is because it is more clear or because it's letting more light in. But either way, it looks like it's a little bit more clear. So I got them both on 25 right now. So this is the EP5, and this one is on 24. And it's got a little bit of haziness to it. So I don't know if that's potentially the eyepiece, but the reticle looks nice and clear. Parallax is set. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I know this is in depth, but it looks like the EP5 has better glass. It looks maybe a little bit more bright. It's definitely more clear, and that was a big thing. That's definitely more clear. The eye relief looks good. So that's one thing that I really liked about the Razors, is the eyepiece is just very large, even if it's at max magnification. Yeah, it looks like they're about the same size. As far as I can tell, they're the same size. But for some reason, everything looks better in this one. Like it looks larger, looks brighter, just looks better. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and see. Oh, they're probably already closed. Let's say I'm gonna go call Arken and see if they change their glass. I would say it's worth the extra cost on this other one, unless you're like brand new to shooting and you don't know where to put your money at. I'd say go for the EP5. However, you want to save a little bit, this is going to do just fine for you for any beginner, even intermediate. Now it can handle your long range, extreme long range stuff like that, but those types of shooters, if you're really looking for something better than what you have, those type of shooters are going to want to go for super clear glass because they're shooting so far away. So these are capable. I think you'll be happy with the EP5, but you're definitely going to want to go like top tier when you start getting into that like ELR stuff. When you're shooting 338s and stuff like that, you're spending a lot of money on a rifle and setup. You're definitely going to want to go with top tier quality. But if you're looking for something that's close to that without the price, I think the EP5 is the winner. So